Hey there, how's it going? I didn't see you there. I was just checking out this awesome view, enjoying my morning out here. Nah, I'm just kidding, I'm filming this video. You know I saw you guys. In all reality though, I'm never gonna be a comedian, ever. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you're a returning subscriber or viewer, and welcome to today's video. And this is Reading Between the Lines, and I'm your host, Brandon, and this is a channel where we talk about books and things of that nature. And today, as you read in the title, we're gonna be talking about Daymond John's Rise and Grind. And I think kind of makes sense to film this at like, I don't know, what time is it? Well, I got out here at like 5:45 a.m. so I guess it makes sense to film out here this early. I guess it makes sense for the book. Anyway, jeez, today it's not gonna be so much of a review. We're gonna kind of just discuss a few concepts in the book. But first, I will do a very brief review on this book. I think the first thing that I liked the most about this book was the way it was read. I did listen to it on Audible because I'm trying to maximize my time, which I'll explain in a second. So Sway, from Sway in the Morning, he narrated this book along with Daymond John. But I really enjoyed the way it was read. It seemed like it didn't seem like I was being lectured to. It literally just seemed like there was a friend giving me advice. Like, it was like, hey man, how can I, like, you know, make my days better and chase and help that fucking chase what I want to chase. And he was like, hey man, this is how you do it. Let's have a drink and let's drink some coffee and eat a cinnamon roll or something, and I'll tell you over lunch or whatever. It seemed very friendly, and I really enjoyed that, because sometimes when you listen to these kind of books, you feel like you're being taught something, you feel like you're being lectured, you feel like there's somebody talking down to you or something. It doesn't feel natural. And the way this book was read, again, on Audible, it felt very natural to me. From my experience, people just give you concepts and they're like, here, take this. But in this book, he gives you real life examples from the likes of people like Gary Vee, Tyler the Creator, Grant Cardone, all these big name people, very successful people. He really helps you kind of understand the way they think and the way they do things in their life. So yeah, I really did enjoy this book, and I really did enjoy the structure and the concept of it. Now, before we continue, I gotta have a talk with my team, because I don't know whose idea it was to have me wear jeans today. It's like 700 degrees out here. What am I doing? Let's get on with the video. Okay, the first concept that I came across in this book that I really enjoyed and that I'm really looking forward to put into practice and to kind of learn from as I go, as I grow and as I go through life. It's basically just execution on your day. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but you see these massive gaps between a successful person and some average Joe kind of guy, kind of like myself. And you got to ask yourself, if we all have the same hours in the day, how is one guy so much more successful than I? Basically, just figuring out, are you maximizing and executing through every minute of every day to achieve the things you want? It's a real basic question, real basic start. I think it's a great way for anybody to start. Really, it's really just asking yourself questions of, like I said, for the 1000th time, am I executing throughout my day? Am I making everything worth it? Am I pushing towards what I want to do all day long? Until my head hits the pillow at night? That's the question we all have to ask. So the next point that stuck out to me was learning to do the things that you love. Because when you rise and grind for something that you don't enjoy on a day-to-day basis, the chances of you pushing and actually grinding and actually wanting to get up in the long run is very slim. I've experienced this in the past. Had a great opportunity, but rising and grinding to be better at that was just something that I didn't care to do, simply because I didn't enjoy it. So this comes back, I guess I can touch on the first thing I said. When you're looking at how you're executing your day, how you're maximizing your time and using your time the most efficiently, that whole process becomes so much easier when you're doing the thing that you love. When you're waking up, when you're rising and grinding, it doesn't seem like you're even rising and grinding if the thing you're doing and the thing you're grinding for is one of your passions, whether it's drawing, some sort of activity, fitness, videography, whatever it is. As long as you're getting up and working for that thing that you love, the long haul is going to be a lot easier. And then when you're working this way and you have been rising and grinding for your passions for a while, and if something sticks, it's a whole different appreciation for the whole entire process, because you're like, wow, I've been enjoying all this time, I've been working my butt off, and now something sticks, whether it's a big deal, like a big financial, you know, contract, or whether you get a sponsor by some clothing company, or whatever you're working towards, whatever comes along with that, those things become much more enjoyable when you're doing it for the thing you love. Again, I'll touch on it briefly. I had the opportunity and I was getting raises and all these things, but I was never really excited about it, although I was rising and grinding. I was getting up and I was performing, I guess you could say at a high quality, but there was no enjoyment. Like I mentioned, I didn't really care about the accolades or anything like that. And I was just like, I don't really, I appreciate like the financial gain, but it's not really something that I can like learn to enjoy. And again, I just said that, or I say that to say, loving what you do, man, it kind of changes everything. And again, I'm gonna keep mentioning Lionel through this video because he's teaching me a lot, and I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing him every day. I'm starting to understand this whole concept. And anyways, let's get on to the next point. Let's go. All right. So the next point that I want to hit on that really stuck with me was Daymond had mentioned how he talked about the shortcomings. I watched an interview, he talked about shortcomings, and I won't go through them all, but essentially he was saying he didn't let any of them stop him. He was kind of in a position to where, success was limited, and he had a few interests, and he was like, I don't care what people are thinking about me or saying about me or anything. Kind of related to my last review, the subtle art of not giving a fuck. You can check that out right here. He kind of took that into heart, and he was just like, yeah, here's what I want to do, and here's how I'm going to achieve it. And I think we all have been victims to our own excuses, whatever it might be. I know there was a lot of times where I had these waves of motivation where I let nothing stop me, and then sometimes I let everything stop me. And it's in those times where you're thinking of these excuses, where you got to kind of just be like, okay, cool. How bad do I want it? And that's a simple question. Do I want it bad enough to where I can either override these excuses or find new avenues to get to where I want to go? And I think that's just a really important thing that we all should keep in mind. Whether even if you're way down the road, man, even if you're a millionaire, somehow there's a billionaire or millionaire or someone extremely successful watching this video. It's just something we all have to keep in mind, even us average Joes. And especially nowadays, man, with Google, like there's virtually no like I've heard so many times, again, I've been one of these people, I've heard so many times like, I can't do it because I don't know how to do this, or I don't know where I can do this, or I don't know who to talk to. And it's literally Google. That's Google everything. And Google can literally be your best friend and save your life and help you. Like, it's just crazy. I've learned so much that like if there's not an answer to something, I can literally just go to Google and be like, hey, what do I do here? How do I do this? Where do I go for this? And yeah, man, so like back in the day, we'll say back in like 1940s, it was one thing to be like, oh yeah, I can't go here because I'm limited on transportation or whatever. But now like I said, there's just so many, we just have so much available to us. So just, I guess the concept that I'm trying to relay here, or that I understood, was just don't let these excuses stop you. Find a new avenue and get to it, get to work. And that's it. That's kind of what I got out of that. But it's one of the things that I really appreciated, and I hope that you guys can too. And keep it in mind as well. Keep it in mind, because hardships and all this stuff is always going to be coming. Always, like I mentioned in my last video, it's always going to be moving throughout your life and throughout your journey to success. So always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind.
There's sort of whenever you're ready.
All right. Yeah. Can I just have a medium black coffee?
No problem. Is that gonna be all for you?
Yeah, that's it.
You just want a dark roast or light roast? Just black.
Dark roast, please.
Gotcha. It'll be at the window for you.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, so as we wait here in line, I will go ahead and start on the next topic, the next point that I want to talk about. During the process of personal growth, and during business growth, whatever it is, there's always going to be changes. Change is constant, and we have to learn to understand that, and then from there we have to learn to work with that, obviously for ourselves. So the way I understood this part was, so in the book, obviously, there's people, like I said, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Tyler, the Creators. There's a few other people, successful people, like I mentioned, that they kind of go throughout their day. They kind of go through their stories, all this stuff. And they all have different tendencies. They all have different ways they operate. And I think we have to understand that as we change, as we grow older, as our business or whatever we're working towards grows and ages, we do too. And we have to understand that things might change mentally, physically, emotionally. You might lose passion for some part of the business that you're operating, and then understanding that will also help that whole rise and grind process in terms of just making it easier, right? Because if you're rising and grinding, and during that grind you're just clueless and you're everything's on you, you don't know what you enjoy, and you're kind of just swinging for the fences and swinging in the dark, it gets really frustrating. You lose passion. It's just a bunch of wasted energy. Again, this is a speculation for me, because I'm not a successful guy by any means. I'm just a guy uploading videos about books and discussing them on YouTube. But from my speculation and from the stories and stuff in the book, I can kind of guess that if you don't understand the way you work, you don't understand that your changes and your new interests, your old interests, or whatever it might be, the process of rising and grinding just gets really hard and confusing. And then from there, you can potentially like lose the love that you had for the thing that you're doing. Like I know for myself, there was a time where I was making a lot of videos and I was enjoying everything. I had all the responsibility on myself, which I thought was cool. But as I changed and as circumstances changed, I didn't adjust with them, and I didn't compensate for the things I needed to compensate for. I cared too much about things I shouldn't have cared about, and that was kind of a poison, one of my downfalls, and that's why videos stopped being uploaded essentially. And it sucks, it sucks that happened, but at the same time, it's a good lesson, and it's good to kind of. I literally just thought I have a bunch of notes. I didn't have it in my notes, but it's good I thought about that. But basically, God, I ramble so much, it's crazy. But yeah, man, so just change is constant, and just always be expecting change, always be expecting yourself and your mind to change, and just grow with it, and just always be keeping personal tabs on you, on all that good stuff. So I'm still in line waiting for, there's only one guy in front of me. I don't know if this guy ordered the entire menu and then a second menu or what, but I just want my coffee. I'm just trying to stay awake so I can get this video out, patience. Patience is a virtue. All right, cool. Thank you, man.
Have a good one.
You too. Wow, that coffee smells delightful, and I had no idea, literally no idea, I would be waiting for 20 minutes to get a coffee. The guy in front of me, or whoever was in front of me, there's no way he didn't order at least 27 items. No way, not a chance. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Dude, there's literally one guy. That's so funny. That's so funny. I literally, when I was recording that, oh, the lighting is terrible. When I was recording that though, oh, now there's a traffic jam here. No, when I was recording that, I fully expected to get interrupted. 100%. I was like, oh yeah, I'm 100% getting interrupted. There's no doubt about it. I was able to do it twice. I did two takes, people. 2 takes. Wow, that's crazy. Anyways, on to the next one. All right, so I'm gonna close out the video here with this last point, and then the outro. But this wasn't a book that struck me as so much like a military type mindset grinding kind of thing, like wake up before everybody and conquer everything. To me, it seemed more of just understanding you and your grind, and understanding what needs to be done for what you want to be done, for what you want to get done, and knowing how to do it. Like I mentioned multiple times in this video, maximizing your time, and also understanding your time, understanding your downfalls, like I just mentioned like 30 seconds ago. Understanding your downfalls, and understanding what you're good at, what you're not good at, and just knowing that whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, there's no easy way to do it. Some people aren't going to do it for you. There's a saying that says, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And that's kind of the opposite of grind, right? For me, if I want this YouTube channel to grow, if I want this community to continue to grow, I'm gonna have to grind, right? I'm gonna have to take hours to film, hours to edit, hours to read or listen to books. You just gotta understand, the grind is a grind, and there's no way around it. And I think this book did a fantastic job of portraying that. It's not about waking up at a certain time. It's just it's not time itself that matters, I guess. It's how you use it, and how efficient you are with it. So I guess that's it. So yeah, I'm actually really excited I read this book. When I read it, I think I needed it. Although I have a few people, like I mentioned, that hold me accountable to everything that I'm doing with the YouTube channel, fitness, my own personal endeavors. I have people that hold me accountable but I also like to hear stories about people that are massively successful, people that I follow on like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. So to hear insights and to get a little piece of their brain through a very well-read audiobook, I think was obviously it was awesome, and it was definitely needed for me at this point. So Sway from Sway in the Morning did a fantastic job. Daymond John did a great job, and I definitely recommend it, especially if you need a little bit of a reminder or a little bit of a Kickstarter on this whole getting up and working. Aside from working and working hard and all this stuff that I mentioned, I think that everyone needs to understand that during the route to success, for whatever it is, there's not always going to be giant, massive, colossal wins. Like, you're not going to win like huge every single time. There's going to be wins, you're going to win a lot, but it's going to be a lot of small wins. And then from those small wins, they add up and they add up and add up and add up. If I had to guess, those small wins lead up to the big win, to where it launches your career, or launches your business or YouTube channel, whatever it is. It's a lot of small things, the compound effect. That's another book that I want to read and talk about. But the compound effect is just small things stacked on top of small things, stacked on top of small thing 1,000 times, and then bam, there's a big win. So I guess I said that because I want to kind of relay the idea that there's gonna be a lack of motivation when those small wins, when only the small wins come and the big wins don't come for a while. So just keep on going on, keep on going on, keep pushing to be 1% better every day. That saying kind of goes along with this book. So just keep pushing, keep getting better. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I appreciate you sticking by. I know it was kind of a different style video, not in my truck and not in the office, just kind of bouncing around town, trying to find some cool spots to film. But nonetheless, man, it's been a great morning. I really enjoyed filming, but I really enjoyed it out here. So yeah, all of that, just rambling, typical Brandon. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. If you want to have a conversation, again, this is a discussion video. Feel free to hit me up in the comments. And if you're into it, if you're digging the channel, if you're digging the vibes, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about it if you want. If not, okay, awesome. It's been fun. It's been a blast. But I'm out. And remember, keep on keeping on. I'm out.